Jason Terry. Jason, what's going on here between the Spurs and Kawhi?
Come on, Frenchie. Come on, that's your body. First of all, them little bitty quads. They quick now. I done played against them, but come on now. In sports, the injuries to me is something that you can't judge another person's body. Obviously, someone's pain threshold is an individual case. So, you know, Skip, your pain tolerance is not going to be as high as mine per se. It just depends.
Or maybe yours isn't going to be as high as mine.
Right. So, and then a lot of that sometimes is mental.
It is.
Too. Has Kawhi ever been hurt? Never.
Well, he's been banged up.
But this is a major injury.
Games.
You know, it was an ankle in the finals. But this is a major injury for him. This kid obviously is thinking about his future, thinking about his big payday. And if you've seen a similar situation, perhaps if you look at Isaiah Thomas and what he went through with the hip, different body part, but lower extremity injury, you need your legs. And, you know, I've been around 19 years, and God, you know, blessed me. I've only had one minor surgery on my knee when I was in Boston. And so, you know, you want to take your time with the lower extremity injury. And so I think that's what Kawhi
Did you happen to hear anything from any of the Spurs yesterday, just in passing, about what's going on? Any conversation?
No, I didn't hear much. I mean, you heard the media talk about it a little bit, but you're talking about a franchise that's been very tight-lipped. You never hear anything other than, Pop's yelling at us again, you know. But as far as injuries are concerned, I've never heard this type of thing. And it's obviously put some dissension in between two guys that one was the leader of this franchise and another one that's supposed to carry the torch.
And that's kind of like an unwritten rule, is that you don't compare your injury to another man's, because you don't know what's going on in his body. And that's injuries and money. Is that you don't comment about those things. Man, I had that injury. Man, I was back in 6 weeks. Okay, that's you.
Right.
Because you don't know what I'm going through. And like you said, maybe he's never been injured to this extent, Skip, where, you know, okay, you ankle, okay, I'm going to be out a week, I'll be back. But this injury has obviously kept him down for some time. And look, I don't know what's going to happen, but it's going to be a come to Jesus meeting.
Yeah.
Because Tony Parker saying this and Ginobili expressing his frustration, and I'm sure Coach Popovich, all this is going to have to be ironed out, Skip, or I got that deal on the table. I told him I'd trade him Tristan Thompson and JR straight up for Kawhi.
And I said we would take LeBron straight up for Kawhi.
No!
We'll just have 1 year of LeBron.
Kawhi gonna want to get up out of there. After the way they talking about him, Jet, you see how they talking about him? He gonna want to get up out of there.
I don't know. I like the come to Jesus meeting, though.
They already had the come to Jesus meeting, and it was last week, as reported by ESPN and...
Danny Green said that happened.
It did happen. And guess who called it and led it?
Pop.
Tony Parker led it. No, Pop wouldn't. It was
Pop
players
sent
only.
Tony in and told
You know what? That's highly possible.
I'm trying
highly
to tell
possible.
you. Then it could be a distracto facto. Let's make it like we have dissension.
Maybe.
While the Warriors are a little banged up. And we'll catch Houston slipping.
Well, and it's still possible that Kawhi's going to pull a Willis Reed act and just walk back in for day one of the playoffs. Would he be ready to go? Probably not. But here's the point. And again, I'm speaking as a longtime Spurs fan, so you can disqualify me if you want. But I love what Tony Parker said, because he's just calling out a guy who needs to be called out. If you want to call it needs to be shamed into coming back, we'll go to shame. But what he said is the God's truth. His injury was 100 times worse than Kawhi's, because it's the very same tendon, except Tony ruptured his. It tore apart against Memphis in the playoffs when Tony was playing at a very high level. And I talked, it's been a while back, to the surgeon who originally looked at Kawhi's injury and treated Tony's injury. And he said they've never seen this happen to a professional athlete, or it's rare. There have been a couple of rare cases, but your quad tendon never tears when you're this young. Not Tony's 35-ish, I guess, but it doesn't happen until you're in your 50s usually that tears. It's not a common injury. So Tony was shocked by it. They were shocked by it, but Tony's making the strong case. I could have gone to Europe. I could have gone back to France, but I trusted our team doctors in ways that obviously Kawhi will not trust.
Right.
And again, this is the most patient and conservative medical staff in all of sports. They have nothing but patience for how long do you need? You got it. Don't play. But at some point, they finally 2 months ago said, We find nothing here. There's no structural damage. There's just soreness, tenderness, where the same tendon attaches at the knee. He took a knee to the quad, and it won't go away. And he's played 9 games this year, making $19 million. I'm sure the owner's starting to say, "Well, what's up, man?" Because these are the Spurs, and they've never had a star rebel like this. This has never happened in the franchise history.
And he's making $19 million, and Peter Holt's gonna want to give him 40 more because he can schedule to make $219 over 5 years. But Skip, here's the thing: if Coach Popovich wants to talk to Kawhi about this, okay. If the owner, okay. But you as a peer, don't come address me about no injury. Because you're not going to like what I have to say.
Well, I think they told him to his face what they thought.
Yeah, Kawhi all night.
That's not going to work.
Okay.
That's not, the boy still got cornrows. That's not going to work. He's not fazed by that. And again, he knows this is his franchise, his team. And he'll listen to it, but it's like 219.
Right.
Well, it was interesting to me after he got called out in the team meeting and it became public, then he's usually been showing up for games at home at least. And Friday night he was absent because he's not going to walk out there in front of the fans and take any fan abuse.
Yeah, he said, "How y'all like me now?"
You know?
Right.
And
The only thing I'll say is the Spurs way, so to speak. Are they going to tolerate this? Because it doesn't happen on Pop's watch. And so, would you move him?
I think it's highly possible they will.
I think so too. I think you're in a situation where you're not going to really have a choice because we've never, like you said, we've never seen, and they've had David Robinson. He had David for a couple of years. He had Tim Duncan. So we've never seen someone of this caliber. But
like Steven Jackson, we're going to have on a little bit.
Right.
He and Pop butted heads,
Right.
but he was not a star. You know, he was the
he was
6th
not a
or 7th
superstar.
man. Yeah.
You talk about superstar.
Yeah.
And Kawhi is probably telling Tony Parker, it's easy for you to come back because you don't do but play with one end. You do a little pick and roll here and there. Yeah. I got way more responsibility than you, buddy. So in the meantime, don't worry about what I'm doing. I'm over here chilling. Now come back over here again and see what happens to you. That's what I would have told him.
Well, Kawhi used to have classic Spurs mentality. It's all for one for all. And all of a sudden he fired his agent. Then his uncle took over all of his affairs. And all of a sudden he's got a new mindset and a new way of thinking. And maybe it's not the Spurs way. And so maybe he's going to be on the highway somewhere else.
Well, you know it's over. Because you know if y'all don't have – because first of all, when you trade a megastar like that, you're not getting equal value back for him.
No.
Because ain't nobody trade you no superstar. I mean, they thought they was doing that with Kyrie, but they got injured.
Maybe he's looking at the roster, too, now. Come on, Skip.
Looking at how?
I didn't even know the guy I was guarding last night. I don't know. What was his name? Forbes.
Brent Forbes.
Oh, you didn't know Brent Forbes? I thought you watched tape.
Listen, I had to look at
Brent
Oh,
Forbes.
okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
Forbes,
Yeah, you
yeah.
can shoot a little bit.
Brent Forbes was runner-up to Lonzo as the MVP of the Summer League.
Summer League.
Yeah.
See, that's why Kawhi.
Okay, well, I'm just saying.
He loved that summer league.
He can shoot it.
I thought we
shoot
talking
it in
about.
summer leagues,
I thought we was talking about Lonzo. We ain't gonna talk about Lonzo.
Yeah, we're going to talk about him next.
Lonzo.
We're gonna talk about him next. I can't believe you just offended Brent Forbes. He can shoot it, man. Huh?
Kawhi's
happy
looking
to-
at that roster, and he got to shoulder all the load, so he want to make sure he got all his extremities in.
So you mean to tell me Kawhi might be afraid to shoulder all the load? Now I know a guy that's been shouldering the load for 15 long years.
I don't know
You
if
are
he is.
correct about that. That is correct.
You see that?
That
And
is
quad
correct.
still strong.
Yep.
Shoulders still
All the
strong.
load. All the load.
All of it.
D Wade didn't do nothing. Bosh didn't have nothing to
You
do.
remember
Ray
last-
Allen didn't hit no threes.
You remember the last couple of years when D Wade was playing the game?
Kyrie Irving didn't do nothing.
You remember Kyrie missed the playoffs. Remember Kyrie had surgery. Even though he didn't come back till
You
after,
remember
almost after Christmas.
Kyrie
This year.
hit the shot to win Game
Right.
7 against
Whoa.
Golden
That chase down.
J.R. Smith didn't get hot.
Oh, the third. JR got hot in the third and kept us close to the game. Because I knew if we stayed close to him, I know what O'Brien going to do. That chase down. You know he had a triple-double. You know he had a triple-double in Game 7? Led all players that touched the court in every statistical
Who hit
category.
the shot in that game? Help me out. Kyrie.
LeBron.
No, Kyrie
LeBron
did.
told
He
T.
That's
did
what I
not.
told him. Kyrie
Hold up.
hit
Did you
the
hear
shot.
LeBron on the sideline drawing the play up for Kyrie?
I did not
He
hear
drawing
that.
it up, told T. Lou, he going to be open. I'm going to kick it to him.
What'd he say? Here, I don't want it.
Yeah.
You take it.
Listen to that.
No, that ain't what he said.
Did you hear that?
No.
Oh.
Here, I don't want it.
He hit
you
the free
take
throw.
it.
He hit the free throw. Put him up 4. Because a 3-point
I might
shot
have to
could
go
tie
watch
the
the
game.
film again.
Yeah,
Free
watch
throw,
that
he
chase
shoots
down
about
block.
60%
He had a
from the free throw line.
27, 11, and 10 game
27.
in the Game 7.
Yeah.
That don't happen often.
It don't.
I think the last one, well, I think it was Big Game James Worthy had one against the Celtics. I think that last time that happened.
You have a cold again? You and LeBron? Did you give LeBron that cold?
Yeah, Ron was sick. Oh, Ron was sick yesterday.
Yeah.
So was Dirk when we played.
37. Dirk was. Don't do that. Don't do that, kid.
Has Lonzo Ball been a bust so far? We'll discuss that next. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show, and be sure to check out more of the best clips from Undisputed, or go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.